So I'll be speaking about leadership and perception of the young. Think I'm a liar? Do you think you listen to me here? If you think I'm a liar, do you think I can speak to people here? Now, if already you perceive me as a liar, whatever I say, even if I'm saying the truth, will never matter. Lying. Isn't it the case? The same thing is happening to our government. So I want us to start learning from this before we go in. Perceive that our government are wrong and self. Now, can we ever trust them? Then I think we need to change our perception, isn't it? Or else, we'll forever perceive they are wrong. Even if they are right, we'll see they are right. So we'll support them get it right. So they will try, they will not get it right. And we'll come back to the same cycle that they are wrong. And we're all wrong. So we all have to work together. So today, I will be talking about how do we change how things work? How do we as the young take the leadership mantle? And it all believe in what do you want to do? Mainly, is it that you want to go into leadership? Is it that you want to be the president, the governor, the chairman? What do you want to be? Or is it that you want to be in the helm of affairs? You want to be the DG, you want to be a PAMSEC, you want to be someone who is running things? Or is it that you want to be among the people creating wealth? All of these things is not impossible. That's just what matters. That's what we found out from most and continuous activities of ours. All that matters is how do you plan it and how do you want to do it. For example, you choose to be a leader, which means you want to be a politician or you want to lead something somewhere else. Is it impossible? Yes, it may be impossible if you're just sitting here and you're just looking at me today and tomorrow you want to be elected the governor of Kaduna State. That's impossible. Isn't it? But my boss here, Hayatu, if you know him, you know he has been a mobilizer for a very long time. If he wants to become a governor, already he has the crowd that follows him. So if you want to become, what we're just trying to say is all you need is to think and plan, and no time is too long, is too short. So don't make a mistake most of our elders and our parents have done, where you just sit down and let things just be, whatever they become. They will become and they will not become what you want. So first, you have to start asking yourself, even if it is that is what you want to do. Then second, you have to register. And after you register, it's not a rocket science. Start mobilizing. I've spoke to so many young people, they'll tell you it's about money. If you have a crowd behind you, the person with the money will come and pay you. It's a fact. Because he cannot easily buy the people. Even if he's buying the people, who does he need to, who does he know who to give the money? He doesn't know the mobilizers. It is you he's going to work with. Now, if that's your goal, register, start mobilizing. And as you mobilize, you're going to create relevance for yourself. You become very relevant. In fact, for those people who follow politicians, who know politicians, you know that even among the politicians, those who have people behind them are more relevant. If they come to see somebody in the top office, he immediately sees them because he knows this guy has my votes. Do you understand? So it means it can be done. So as a young person, but you can't just sit from a bench in Federal College of Education and decide, okay, I want to become a governor one day. Then you may contest for an office, but you have to follow chronology. I'm not saying there are no lucky people in life. You may be seated, you just be invited, and all of a sudden you'll be given a position because you've met one political calculation. Yes, in politics there's political calculation. If we carry this one from this one, we do this. But how many of us will be lucky to be selected? And even if you meet a political calculation, if you are a good mobilizer, you have more chances of meeting that political calculation. Today is the day Ahmed Bello was killed in 1966. Today, this person formed a political party when he was barely 40. I'm not saying he joined and if you create such things, you are more likely to get the result you want to see in that society rather than just locking. Same thing with Nnamdi Azikiwe, the same thing with Awolo. All of these people, they joined the political parties, they formed the parties, they pushed the parties, and what they became. They didn't become because they just waited to be invited. Some of us just want to be given SAs, that's all. But how will you do that if you don't do what is right? Second, is it the governance that you want to make better? Because these are the problems we think we have. So as a young person, if you want to make the governance better, what do? First, you get involved. How many of us are aware that if Kaduna State issue out a project of a building, of a hospital in your community, it will be published online with the name of the contractor, the amount of the contract, when he is supposed to finish the contract, and how much is paid to him? Please, if you know that, raise up your hand. This information is online. What excuse do we have? But you know, we're good at saying, right? We're good at saying, this person is a thief. They are not doing what they're supposed to do. But the contractor who helped him in doing what is wrong, you didn't monitor him. You didn't care. And you are the one they sent to school. You are the one that went to study. You are the one that the parents paid the school fees for. Maybe your parents wanted to eat shawarma, but they didn't. They still paid your school fees. Some of us need to learn this. Some of this little money we're being given, if you allowed it to the parents, they will have enjoyed themselves. But they still give it to you. So what did you do? Now you have to also understand how government works. You have to know how budget and budget processes work. How many of us are aware that Kaduna State every year now accepts something we call community development charter? That is, you sit on a template, you write what you want the government to do for you and submit it to the government to include it in the budget, which the federal government has allocated a certain amount as an award to the state government. If it did that, how many of us are aware of that document? The number is still decreasing. Now, it's easy for us to say, even if I do it, they won't do it, they will not include it. But the point is, if he didn't include it because you didn't do it, or he didn't include it because you did it and he refused to include it, which one are you going to hold him accountable for? You refuse to do it, at what point are you going to hold him accountable? In fact, we don't even know we're supposed to do it. We didn't even ask the questions, we didn't mobilize. We didn't push for what we want. We know we need a good road, we know we need a healthcare, we know we need a support for our school, but we didn't do much. Here in Zaria, we monitored a school in which the school was allocated classes, but because the community people did not follow, when they came, they claimed that the space is not enough to build in the new classes, and the project went back, and legal processes was followed, and the classes were reallocated to another space, and it was built. All in Zaria, of course, yes. But the truth is, it wasn't built where it is, and up to now, the school I'm talking about is still there with torn classes, without space for the students, and the day we went, there are about almost 100 pupils per class. But the classes were built somewhere else. Do you think if you monitor it, if you're in that community, you monitor it, that will have happened? Because what was done was not wrong. It was right. They went through the normal process, the right process. Only that life is about lobby. Life is about campaign. What do you lobby for yourself? The resources are always scarce. They will always be scarce. To what extent did you push to make better? And as a young person, if you really want to create the change and the results you want, these are the ways to go. Kaduna State also has something they call eyes and ears, which the public projects, which I talked to you about, so you have to follow it. Then overall of it is the open government partnership, in which if you meet any part of the system in the state, you say, this is what I want to know so that it can be done, it can be done. My boss here, Barrister, we've been meeting severally, and every day I go is on information. What do we do? How do we make a life of a person better? Imagine if there will be 100 or 1,000 of me doing the same thing. Do you think things will remain the way they are? Most of us that envy the Western worlds, that we think things are doing better, if their leader does anything, they follow and ask questions, and you think you don't ask questions, all of a sudden you bring out a magic wand and make things work? It doesn't work that way. All of us have to be active and work. Then the third most important, creation of wealth. Please, if your intent is to make money, don't try to become a politician. Do you know how much is the salary of a president of Nigeria? It's actually about ₦1 million. He's a poor man. It's a fact. So if you want to be rich, don't try to become a president. Yes, you have all the power. But that is, you can't become rich by becoming a president. Unless if you want to be corrupt. And I'm not here advising you to become corrupt. If you want to become a rich person, also don't aim to be a palmsec, because also their salary is about 500,000 naira. That is what they're supposed to earn. So if you really want to be rich, please aim at creating wealth. And another funny thing, both politicians and administrators work with these people to create the money. They all have their contractors. So why won't you aim? And you even have two different means. You can actually create the value or be the distributor of the value. But important thing about this that most of us, the young, don't do is we don't want to learn. We just want to be magic fingers, get results. That's all. How many of us took our time? I know Zaria has a very good culture in which a child will be sent to Bakaniki to learn how to do kanikanshi, to do furniture. It's very good, but I think we've passed this stage now. Why wouldn't you send him to a supermarket to learn how to stock goods and buy and sell? Why wouldn't you volunteer yourself to a big supermarket and volunteer and work for free and understand how they supply and stock? Next, you become a wholesaler. Why won't you even start thinking of, okay, I've seen near farms, they are doing great. I'm going there to work as a volunteer to learn how to do their thing. You grow there. Look, even if it is employment you want, you are more likely to get an employment if you go to a place, volunteer, intern for free, than to go there and just submit your document to them. So what we're just trying to say is, if we really want to see changes and want to make things better, we all have to learn how to do it, then to grow it. If it is a farmer, if you want to be an inventor, a fabricator, or if whatever you want to do, it's all dependent on that. In all of these things put together, whatever life choice you choose to do, it all resides in your persistence and your patience. As a young person, nobody said life is going to be easy. I'm not promising you that whatever I tell you to do is going to be fun. But what I'm saying is, if you are patient and persistent, you're going to become bigger than Dangote. Sometimes I don't believe the stories of all these rich. But to be candid, the stories are out there to follow. Dangote claimed he sold oranges on the street of Jos. Yeah, I was not born then. But if he sell oranges and today he's the richest anybody that has a black skin. There was a time I was in New York and we were sitting. So Dangote came. Bill Gates was there. Warren Buffett was there. And Dangote was the third person in the three. So a white woman seated next to me asked, who is that person? And because I wanted to dramatize it, I said, anybody that has the type of my skin is poorer than this man. That's all. So far you're black, he's richer than you. What are we saying? What we're saying is, he's the richest man in Africa. I don't care if you're outside, but in Africa he's the richest man. Bottom line is, if he once sold oranges, and he kept to what he's doing, and today he's the richest man, you may not be as rich as him, but trust me, you'll be far better than what you are and what your parents are. But all you need is to start, to be patient and to persist. There has to be a power of belief. If I don't believe, I'm a Muslim, I believe there's Allah. And if I said, yeah, Allah, I need your help, and in my mind I was doubting, can this Allah help me? Do you think my prayers will be answered? To be sincere, it is my belief in him that answers my questions. And he gave us that same power. If you believe you can break the roof today, you will. All you need is start it. In fact, I used to tease people. Now, if you don't even start, What are you going to beg Allah for? Why? God, today I don't have a problem. My school fees I don't pay. Food I don't eat in the morning. Is that what you'll be saying? You have to create something to. So there has to be this power. And the more you believe, the more you are attracted closer to you. It's a fact. And it has worked for me. Then, the second part, which I always want to talk. I swear to God, I can swear again. There is always an alternative. Don't ever believe somebody telling you there's no way. It's a lie. There's always another way out. Just look for it. There's always another way out. So when everything seems like they've blocked, just push again. There's always another way out. But most of us, what we do is as soon as we hit the brake, we come back and cross leg on the cushion of our parents and said, we need help. There's always another way out. Just push more. And another important thing is, please think big. Please think big. When your thinking is, I just want to get out of this hall. You get out of this hall, so what? Why won't you think of something ginormous? Then you do all you could to get to it. If your thought is here, and you tried and you got here, you're far better than me, who has always had a thought here. And I will forever be here. Regardless of how perfect I am here, I will never be up to you. So there's always that room. And we can always think big. The theme of this presentation is perception. The only way we can change our perception is to perceive it right. And if we really want to make a difference, we all have to stand up, make the difference, walk toward it, and see how to make it better. Thank you.